But at the end of the day, we have a right to stand out here and voice our opinion. Right. No matter who don't like it, no matter what type of commotion it causes, guess what? I'll take the charge. Lock me up. I'll take the charge for disrupting the peace. I'm disrupting the peace because this flag has blood on it. This flag symbolizes hatred to us. To us. If they want it, they can have it. Give it to them. But put it on your land.
Hey everybody, this is John Dean with the Dean Network. I'm here today with a special guest, Michael Holiday, also known as Big Texas. Big Texas, we appreciate you being with us today.
And I appreciate the opportunity, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from there, Big Texas?
I am from Fifth Ward, Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Now, so how long did you live in Houston, Texas?
Well, I lived in Houston until 2003.
2003.
Yes, sir.
And then from Texas, you moved here to Georgia.
Eastman, Georgia.
All
Middle
right.
of nowhere.
Now, did you have family here? Is that how you got here, or
Nobody.
So how did you end up in Eastman?
My mother's a pastor.
Okay.
And, she had a dream, and in this dream, God told her to go point at the globe and pick out a spot. Her finger landed on Eastman, Georgia.
Look at that. Eastman, Georgia.
We came to Eastman, Georgia.
Wow. Wow. So you guys just basically got in the car, packed up
and left.
and
came
left?
down here we came to Eastman with 3 bags of clothes.
3 bags of clothes.
Yep.
Now, how old were you at the time?
I was about 13, 14.
Okay, so you was pushing what, 8th, 9th grade?
Yes, sir.
10th grade?
My sophomore year.
Sophomore year?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what was the adjustment like coming from Houston, the big city of Houston, to Dodge County? Because Houston is like, what, the 4th largest city in the state?
I think it's the 3rd now.
Okay, 3rd.
Big adjustment. Big culture shock. You come into a place where everybody's speaking, everybody's waving, everybody's friendly. But where I come from, you didn't wave. You didn't speak. If you waved at a car at the red light, they might think you signaling for somebody to come and jack them, and they shoot at you.
Right.
I didn't come from the speaking, hey, how you doing?
Right.
In a Houston, you keep your mouth shut, you go where you gotta go. Somebody bother you, handle it that way. But it was a big adjustment. Where I'm from is thousands of schools. From the Eastman, y'all got 1 high school, 1 middle school, and 2 elementary. What?
Right.
Yeah, it was a big shock.
Now, do you have siblings?
I do.
They came here with you when you came?
My sister Christine did.
Okay, so you kind of had somebody here to kind of relate with you as you moved here.
Yeah.
Okay. So you came to Houston, or you came to Eastman, and so you finished school here in Dodge County?
Well, you can say that.
Okay.
Yes.
So when did you go back to Houston?
I went back to Houston, I would want to say 2014.
Okay.
2014, 2013. Not sure the year, but it was one of those years. And I went back home. It was 2014. I went back home to Houston.
Okay.
I felt like it was something that I was supposed to be doing back home. And I woke up one day and told my mama, I said, hey, Pop done passed. You know, I'm the man of the family. And I decided we packing up and we leaving. She thought I was playing. We was gone the next week.
So everybody went back.
Everybody had to go.
Look
If
at
I
that.
left, everybody had to go.
Everybody went back.
Yes, sir.
So when you got back to Houston, what are some of the things you did when you got back to Houston?
Well, I was a bodyguard.
Okay.
Bodyguard.
Bodyguard.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
I was a celebrity bodyguard, so I was doing a lot of traveling. I was place to place working. I did a lot. I did a lot in Houston. Houston was, man.
So being a bodyguard, what are some of the you know, most of us have regular jobs where we go and, you know, we clock in and we sit there. But I imagine being a bodyguard, you don't really know what to expect. So what's a normal night being a bodyguard for somebody?
You got to have a passion for it.
Uh-huh.
You got to love to protect people, to be a valuable bodyguard. You have to know how to sense danger.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have to learn how to handle any dangerous encounter that you have. And it teaches you how to deal with the public. On an average night, a bodyguard is on his feet from the moment he hit his destination with his client to the moment he leaves. The bodyguard job is not done. Just because that artist go home and go to sleep, that bodyguard got to make sure that this artist is protected while he's resting. So bodyguard gets very few hours of sleep. We're always on post, always checking perimeters. So being a bodyguard ain't as cute and colorful as it looks.
Right.
It's a lot of work to go into.
You know, when you say bodyguard, most of us just envision the celebrity and then somebody looking cool with the sunglasses on standing in front of them.
Look, let me tell you, I wish.
A little bit more than that.
A lot more than that. You know, if these celebrities trust you with their life, they trust you with their family life. So you find yourself bodyguarding kids. You find yourself bodyguarding their significant others. You get different.
Wow. Now, so who are some of the people? I don't really like name dropping, but who are some of the people that you've bodyguarded for?
Well, I've had the pleasure of bodyguarding for O.T. Genesis. He's a rapper. Sheila Jackson Lee, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. I've done some work. I've worked for Floyd Mayweather, Jay Prince, Trill Salmon, DJ EXO, Sauce Walker, TSL. A lot of people.
So it's one of those things. Once you get your foot in, you'll find a lot of people reaching out to you for your services.
No,
not
like that. It's actually totally different. Once you get your foot in, nobody knows you. You have to earn that trust. You have to earn their respect. They have to see you. Think about it. If I'm a bodyguard, I got access to everything this man has. His jewelry, his money, his keys, his life. So you're giving a man access to 4 major things in your life, including your life. You got to trust him. So you have to build a bond. You have to build a relationship. Once you build that relationship, if that relationship is good, it carries. It carries. You don't have to say nothing else. They just know, hey, that's Big Texas. You can trust him. And I've been blessed with it.
Now, are most of these where you're the only bodyguard, or there's several other?
It's me.
Just you.
It's me.
Wow.
They trust me.
Gotcha.
You can go pull up any picture you want. You'll see me.
Big Tech.
Big Tech.
That's all right. That's all right. So I was looking over some of the stuff you've done in the past, and I've noticed that you've been a big activist for rights for African Americans. I've also noticed that during the Houston flood, you played a huge role, and that's actually how I got to know you through your work with the Houston flood. So tell us a little bit about some of the stuff you've done with the flood.
Well, we're going to go to the first flood.
All right. Yeah, because they had 2 of them.
Yeah, we had 2, back to back. The first flood, I can't even remember the year. Wow, I can't even remember the year. The first flood, I was at home. I had just came off the road, and the weather alert was going crazy. I'm like, okay, Houston always rains, but this one wasn't a regular rain. This was like, man,
big.
Something gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm laying there, and I look on the news. The city's underwater. Greens Point, 5'9". Greens Point is completely underwater. No other part of the city is underwater like Greens Point. Greens Point is a predominantly black neighborhood.
Okay.
That's the hood.
Okay. Okay.
That's the hood. They used to call it gunpoint back in the day.
Gunpoint.
You couldn't just walk up in there. You couldn't walk. You still can't walk up in there.
Right.
You know, it done got a little better, but it was that on the north side.
You know, Greenpoint.
Greenspoint.
Gotcha.
So I'm watching on the news how Greenspoint is flooding, and I see a lady and her child floating in the refrigerator, trying to get her baby to safety. And I'm thinking to myself, if it was the suburbs, they'd be out there with them boats. But since it's the hood, they don't care.
Right.
First thing I did, I put out on Facebook, any black man that got a boat, any white man that got a boat, any Hispanic man that got a boat, meet me in Greenspoint, I'm on the way. When I got there, it was a guy by the name of DJ Hurt. DJ Hurt was already out there. I didn't even know he was out there. Good friend of mine. I'm like, bro, you out here working? He's like, yo, Tex, come on, I got people coming. Next thing I know, we see boats. We see jet skis. We see life jackets. Okay, now we got a plan. We getting on the boat. We going door to door. Arbor Court's apartment was completely underwater. Completely underwater. You could not swim that water.
How deep?
Deep. All the way, it covered the second story. Deep.
Are we talking deep?
Deep.
Yeah.
Deep water.
Yeah.
So we say, you know what? Let's take our chance. All of us got on boats. I ain't no swimmer.
Right.
I ain't no lifeguard. I don't know none of this stuff.
Right.
I ain't no scuba diver. But something said if it was my child, what would I want somebody to do? So I got on the boat. We went door to door. A lot of people were still trapped.
I bet they were happy to see y'all too.
Man, the love. When you can have a little girl hold on to your leg and say thank you, and she don't want to let you go because you came when nobody else was coming. In the middle of the night. This one daytime, we went in the nighttime. We was rescuing people at the nighttime. DJ Hurt had his people. They was getting people to safety, getting them to dry land. We on the boat, Hurt on the boat. We all on the boat, working. So what do you do for people that just lost everything? I got on Facebook. Hey y'all, we need some hot food out here and some dry clothes right now. Next thing I know, people start pouring into the Greenspoint Mall. You start seeing celebrities like Bun B pop up. Bun B and his wife was the first celebrity out there. Not because they seen nothing that I was doing. They was already coming because that's where their heart was. That's the hood. Nobody goes to the hood.
Right.
It was a lady by the name of Sonia Parker. She's the organization Parents Against Predators, PAP. She was out there. Everybody flocked to this area. Next thing I know, we got hot food coming. We got buses out there. We got clothes. We got blankets. We got towels for the kids. People bringing teddy bears. I'm like, okay, that's community. That's community. So we kept going back. We kept going back on these boats. Remind you, I got on a full security uniform now. Patches and all. Gun, flashlight, everything. I want them to know we here to help you.
Right.
They thinking we police. No, we not the police. We your brother. Come on.
Gotcha.
And then the second flood was when, what was the name of that hurricane? Allison. Ooh. Allison was bad.
And do you remember what year this was?
Allison wasn't too, who was it? Allison? I think it was Allison. It wasn't too many years ago. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago.
This is the last one.
The last one. The bad one that flooded the entire city.
Right.
It flooded the entire city. I lived in the suburbs at this time. You know, Spring, Texas. The dam that broke was 2 miles from my house. So what's going to happen? People are going to flood. People's life is in danger. I had a little money because I was doing good. I was bodyguard. I said, well, let's do it. Told my girl, I said, hey, you and the kids, y'all stay dry. Take care of mama, I'll be back. She said, where you going? There's people drowning. I gotta go.
Gotta go.
You know, I was a firefighter for years, a volunteer.
So you got experience with rescue.
Oh man, I got over 10. You know, I was a firefighter, and that's always been my passion, helping. So when the flood hit, I was like, well, I can't sit here. There's no way I can sit here. So I got up. I went live on Facebook. Again, Facebook, my friend. I went live on Facebook. So, hey, we got elderly, we got disabled, and we got children trapped in these beautiful homes back here. Send the boats. By this time, Cajun Navy was en route. By this time, people from all over was en route with boats. We had 187 boats in spring.
187 boats.
187 boats.
And this was all people that volunteered.
Volunteered. Nobody was paid for nothing.
Wow. Wow.
They heard the call. So what I did was I said, well, since I'm going to be on the ground, if you need help, we're going to coordinate all over the city. We got the boats. We use Facebook again. People start dropping their addresses of where they needed help to. I would take and have somebody use my phone and put the address on my page. We'll call the people that's on the boats, hey, we got such and such on this side of town trapped. Hey, we got such and such. So we had a little command center with just the community.
Right, right.
So we're on the phone, I'm on the boat, flashlight, we spotting people. Whole time we calling, hey, we got somebody here, we got somebody there. Remind you, I'm on the boat.
Right.
I can't do all this while I'm on the boat.
Right.
So I called my girl, I say, listen, log into my Facebook. People are going to drop their address to where they're trapped at. Screenshot and just post it on my page.
You'll see it.
Somebody will see it. Somebody will go. Once they're safe, they'll check back in and say they're safe.
Wow.
It worked.
Wow. So if you had to guess, I know this is going to be difficult, but if you had to guess, how many people would you say that your efforts played a part in saving throughout both of those floods? If you had to just make a wild guess.
I was never keeping count.
Never keeping count.
The count didn't matter.
Right.
The only count that I kept was the people that I couldn't save. And that was 13.
Yeah.
Of the people that I couldn't save.
You could save 1,000 and lose one, and I imagine it's very painful that you couldn't save them.
As a firefighter by heart, it's in my blood.
Yeah.
It's tattooed on me. By a firefighter by heart, to lose one is one too many.
Yeah.
You know, so we did a lot. I say we because when people saw me going into my own pocket, I went broke. I spent every dime I had. I went broke. I'm not ashamed to say I went broke. I went so broke I couldn't even feed my family broke. I went broke. Would I do it again?
You do it again.
Yes, but not to that extent. I can't go to that extent. I have kids.
Right.
But at that moment, I still had kids. I wasn't thinking about my kids. I was thinking about how can I help these people.
Right.
Ask anybody in Houston. Big Texas went and rented a big U-Haul, the biggest one they got.
I saw the video.
I filled it up every day for 60 days. And I drove all over Houston, Texas. Every part of Houston. I went to the hoods. I went to the places that the Red Cross wasn't going. I went to the places that was forgotten. I went to the hoods every day. Toiletry, clothes, food, water. You needed it was on this U-Haul. People saw that. Then I started getting phone calls. How can we help? How can we help? My friends from Eastman. How can we help? Sending money. Guess what I did? I posted every receipt. Every receipt. I wanted them to see your money is going where I'm telling you it's going. They helped thousands of people, hundreds of families. They helped me. I couldn't have did it without them. It was a church. Northwest Methodist, no, it's not Methodist, Northwest Church, I believe it is. I hope I said it right. God, I hope I said it right.
Northwest Church.
I hope I'm saying that right. I hope that's the name of the church. They were a blessing. They had curbside pickup set up. And I took my chances. I said, well, I'm going to drive up there in this U-Haul and tell these folks what I'm doing and just pray they don't think it's for myself. You know, because people think like that.
Right.
You know, and some folks take advantage like that.
Right.
Got there. Met with this sweet lady named Miss Mandy.
Miss Mandy.
Miss Mandy say, Mike, how can I help you? I said, no, Miss Mandy, I got to help these folks. I'm going to the hood. You're going where? I say, to the hood. She say, well, pull up over here. Let us load you up. I say, wow, they didn't ask any questions. She loaded that U-Haul up. And I'm talking about I had the longest one they had. She loaded that U-Haul up from top to bottom. So I could barely shut the door. We started going to apartment complexes and just giving the stuff out. We started going to elderly homes and just giving them out. We had enough to give to everybody because of the church, because of the donation. So I always say we. It's not about me.
Right.
It's not about me. It's about us. Yeah, man.
So obviously, just looking at your past life, what you've done, some of the things, this is something that's in your heart. You know, you can wake up and say, I want to help out with this today, and you'll do, you know, most people give a donation to the Salvation Army and, you know, stick their chest out and feel like they did good for the year. But this is something from being a volunteer firefighter to helping different people out with these different natural disasters that you helped out with. Helping people really is something that's deep in your heart, huh?
Well, you're talking to a young man that was homeless.
Yeah.
Me, my mom, and my sister.
So you can relate with the struggle.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've had to steal out of a store to eat.
Yeah.
I've had to stay in these shelters. Shelters don't treat you nice. They don't feed you what you want to eat. When the Salvation Army come and bring them toys to them shelters, the staff go through them toys and get what they want first. Give the kids the leftovers, the broke toys. I know, we watched it. So, being from what I grew up in and my struggles, all I wanted was somebody to give me a chance. All I wanted was somebody to come along and just help us every once in a while. Yeah, man. I'm 16 years old, working 3 jobs, full time. Quit school. Started doing some homeschool. I walk. Right here in Dodge County. I walk. Captain D's, McDonald's, Domino's. Left there, I was working Captain D's, Domino's, Walmart. Left there, working Domino's, the prison, nightclubs, doing security. All I've been a firefighter. So I've always stayed busy.
Yeah.
I've always stayed busy doing something that I'm passionate about. I believe hard work pays off.
Yeah.
You know, helping people don't come because you want the praise. Helping people don't come from you want the community to say, oh, look at him, he's doing so good. I could care less. What did I tell you before these cameras even started rolling? I don't even like doing interviews.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
But I feel like people do need to see the real.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Helping people. When you walk by that 30-year-old mom that's on the road, on the streets, and she say, I just need enough money to feed my daughter. And if you pay attention, that daughter is somewhere hiding, peeping around, seeing if you're going to help her. As a man, it ain't even about the woman.
Yeah.
I saw that baby.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here you go. And if I ain't got the money, guess what? Hey man, let me borrow some money. I'll send it right back. Go to the ATM, pull it out, give it to him. I went broke doing this. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I always worked my way back up. There was always a ram in the bush. I've learned my lesson about being so giving, but it's just in me. It's in me. You can't take, it's hard to take something that's in you out.
Right. You're just acting off of what's in you.
What's in you.
That's it.
So,
and I can almost say I don't know everything about you, but everything I saw, it can all be traced down to the one single thing: helping folks. If you look at everything, if you pluck out the leaves of this and take the stems out of that and look at it, it all boils down to one thing: helping folks. So, that's something I admire. That's something, you need more people that got that heart like that. And not only got the heart, but willing to act on it. Because a lot of people can have it, but it's only a few that's going to go out and act on it. And that's huge. That's huge.
What good is it just talking?
Right.
Anybody can have a conversation.
Don't do you no good. Unless you're doing
We've
something.
been talking for 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
What work have you applied? See, everybody think I just started. I've been doing this a long time. A long time.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, when you look at Alton Sterling's family, you see me. Why? Their tears was hitting my chest.
It may be somebody who don't know Alton Sterling. As surprising as it is, tell us a little bit about what happened with Mr. Sterling.
Alton Sterling was a unarmed black man selling CDs in front of the Triple S little shopping center right there. It's a little corner store. He was selling CDs outside. Alton had been selling CDs at this place for a long time. No trouble. I can't even remember why the police was called. But he was shot and killed, executed by 2 Baton Rouge police officers. I hadn't seen the tape. I hadn't did any of that. My phone rang. There was a young lady that I had never met. Big Texas. They just gunned down Alton Sterling in Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge is maybe 3 or 4 hours away from Houston. I got in my car and I went to Baton Rouge that night. Stayed in my car. And I just went to protest. I went to say how I felt. What was really on my heart of how I felt that this was an injustice after seeing that video. He posed no threat.
No threat.
He posed no threat. This is somebody's father. This is somebody's son. This is somebody's nephew. This is somebody's uncle. This is somebody's cousin. And you gun him down in that manner. How disrespectful. And then to give them paid leave. Well, I think almost a year.
Yeah. So you also went down to Brunswick during the Ahmaud Arbery situation.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about that. Well, what inspired you to get in your car and go? I'm pretty sure we know the answer, but what inspired you to actually, once again, move on how you were feeling?
Imagine jogging, doing what you do on an everyday basis, and all of a sudden, 3 white men approach you, trapping you in, and firing a gun at you. You fight back, and they still kill you in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Why? Because you looked in a house that was under construction. Here's the killer part. You weren't the only one that looked in that day.
Right. Right. Video
And then
evidence.
for the district attorney, Jackie Johnson, to try to cover your murder for 2 months. No, ma'am. Not now, not ever. I had to come.
Yeah.
It became personal. Not only did you let him kill him, you wanted to cover it up.
For 2 months.
2 months. 2 months. Imagine if the video would have never surfaced.
You never would have talked about it.
Nobody, nowhere would have known anything. I've had the pleasure of talking to the aunt. I had the pleasure of picking up the phone and, y'all all right? Why? Because I've been there. I didn't know them before I got there. I just went. Me and my team, we went. No more. What you mean you can't run down the road? You been doing it. What gives you the right to take my life? What gives you the right to say, I'm not allowed to be in this area? What gives you that right? Is it a gated community? Do I have to have an access code to enter? Or is this a public street?
So did you go to the Centilla Shores neighborhood? Or
I
did you go
surely did.
Okay.
My first day there, I went to the exact spot where he was murdered. Not only did I go to the exact spot where he was murdered, I walked by the suspect house. His truck was still there. Now,
was he arrested at this point?
he was arrested. Him and his son.
Uh-huh.
So I don't understand, because I did work for the sheriff department a little while. I got a little law enforcement background. Not much, but enough.
Uh-huh.
Enough to know that if this vehicle was used in the commission of a crime,
It should be told in.
that should be evidence.
Yeah.
Why he still got it? His wife is driving around. She saw me walking past and hurry up and slam the door. Scared. I ain't coming to bother you. I just came to look.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Wow. So how you went down there how many times to Brunswick? Did
So
you stay
far-
when you went, or did you?
I've been to Brunswick now at least, 7 or 8 times?
Okay. So this is a back and forth thing.
Yes, sir. I don't quit.
Yeah.
If I attach myself to a family, that family becomes my family.
Right.
Same thing with Alton Sterling. I pick up the phone and talk to them often. They treat me just like family. When I go to Baton Rouge, I don't get no hotel. I go to their house and go to sleep. I eat with them. That's family. Same thing with Jose Flores. That's family.
The Jose Flores. Tell us about Jose Flores.
Jose Flores was an 11-year-old boy walking home from school and was stabbed multiple times. Killed him less than a block from his house.
This is in Houston?
Houston, Texas, on the north side, my side of town. And as a father, not as an activist, not as anything else, but a father that has experienced losing a child, I know how that family is going to feel. So I had to go. I had to take action. Sonia Parker was right there with me. Warren Cruz was right there with me. We had to go. We went as a team. We all went. We went. Houston showed up. I was just fortunate enough to charge the pack. I was fortunate enough to lead the pack. They allowed me to be their voice. And I accepted. This young man murder still unsolved.
Still unsolved.
Still unsolved. They've locked up 2 different people. Still haven't found the right one. Young man, imagine being stabbed over 20 times at 11 years old.
Yeah.
For no reason. All you're doing is walking home from school. We should be upset. We should be hurt.
Yeah. It could be one of our kids.
Could have
Very
been.
easy.
Yes, sir.
Very easy.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So, dealing with the current situation that we have here going on in the country, along with Dodge County. There's a big issue with the Confederate flags and the Confederate monuments. What I want to ask you about that is, we've seen a lot of the work that you've been doing to get that removed from the courthouse. My observation on it, not that it matters, but my observation on it is, people that are for the Confederate flag and the monument, they believe deep in their heart that they have they believe deep in their heart that they're right in how they feel towards the history and the display of those things. The people that are against it, they feel that they're right 100% in their heart for why it should be removed. So if you were to tell us why you feel in your heart that this is wrong and why it needs to be removed, so maybe somebody that didn't have an understanding why you felt like you felt may get a better understanding.
Well, I want to clear the air. A lot of people see me. They see a big black man that's hollering that ain't afraid. They see me. But that's all. They haven't listened. They haven't listened to the words that I spoke. It's a reason why that statue hasn't been torn down. It's a reason why that flag has not been removed. It's a reason why that statue has not been defaced. Tavares Dupree started this fight in Dodge County. I didn't start it. And actually, Tavares didn't start it. It goes all the way back to John Battle Sr., Archie Dupree. These gentlemen paved the way for us. But Tavares saw in his heart to take up the fight for this flag. Okay? I'm at home. I see my brother out there. I'm doing a protest in Brunswick the same day he did his first one. I was in Brunswick protesting down there. I got a call, a text, you coming? Hey, bro, I'm sorry, I'm at protest in Brunswick. I'll be there to the next one. We had no intentions on having a confrontation in that second protest.
So was it a surprise to you that they were at the courthouse?
No. No,
okay.
Not at all. See, I'm smarter than that. Just because I tell you I'm coming at a certain time, don't look for me at that time. I might be there a lot earlier, watching the surroundings. I've been doing this a long time, and I know small towns can get dangerous. So it was no surprise.
And that goes back to that security side.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Always ready, you don't have to get ready.
Right.
I believe in that. And I exercise my Second Amendment right, too. And my fifth.
Right.
Right. So, you know, I saw Tavares. His heart was in the right place. I said, I'm coming to help you, bro.
They go that help again.
I can't take credit. The man was already doing it.
Right.
I said, I'm coming to help you. I knew my voice would amplify it just a little bit more. So I took his message and I made it my message, and we just amplified it together.
Right.
Togetherness. I used to have an OG by OG Wicked Cricket. He used to always say, I am you, you are me, and together we're one. And I've lived by that. I've truly lived by that. So when I saw Tavares, I said, I got to go help him. That's what we did. We're not afraid. We're not no cowards. And it's not even about that. But if they listen to the words that we asked, we said, this is your history. Be proud of your history. Take your history and put it on a beautiful piece of land. Put it at the Confederate cemetery. Take your flag and fly it on your land as proud as you want to. Take it to the cemetery and fly it as proud as you want to. The Confederate soldiers did that. It was black Confederate soldiers. We know that. But on the flip side, that's their history. Ours is totally different. On our side, we saw nothing but pain and torture. Let's think about it. That monument was erected in 1910. What was going on in 1910? The Jim Crow era. We were still segregated. Slaves had just been freed 1865. And the ones in Texas didn't really get free until 1867. So if we want to do history, let's do history all the way.
Right.
So if that monument was erected in 1910 in the heart of Jim Crow, imagine what the blacks were dealing with in that period of time. Imagine the crosses being burned in yards. Let's go back to Rosewood. What happened in Rosewood? One little white lady told one little white lie, and you caused the whole race war. Thousands and thousands of people were killed. A whole town destroyed over a lie. What flag flew? The rebel flag. So our history is not their history. But I'm grown enough to say I respect your history. I just want you to be grown enough to respect my history. But that's not what happened. What happened was you saw me. You saw my passion, but you didn't hear my words. You didn't hear my words. You might have heard somebody on tape saying, "Tear it down." Did I say it? You might have heard somebody say, "We're going to whoop them some." Did I say it?
Right.
You saw me. You didn't hear me. What we're asking for is not too much. Don't disrespect us in the manner that you are. It's at the courthouse square where all the business have to be handled, where black folks have been lynched in that very same parking lot. And we all know what this statue and this flag represent for the black community. On your statue, you have words in stone: "Nothing rose so white and pure." 1910 now. Let's go back to when it was erected. 1910. Don't give me no Bible verse. Say this was something that had to do with church. We knew exactly what was going on in 1910. History speaks for itself. But we're not teaching the full truth. Just like I feel like the rebel flag should have never been flown at the middle school. I don't care what history lesson you're teaching. Let's think about it. We got history too, right? So if I brought the Huey B. Newton Gun Club down and said we want to do an expo, they'll say, that don't fly. If I wanted to bring the Black Panthers down and do a history expo, oh no, absolutely not. I understand history. But they have to understand that certain history to us still hurts. It still hurts. Some say, well, you didn't own slaves. I didn't own slaves. No, you didn't. I didn't. But I remember the stories my grandmama used to tell me. Of how she used to have to go out and pick the cotton. How she used to have to shell peas. And how she used to have to take care of the little white baby. This is my grandmama. I got a grandmother that's still living right now that's about to be 80 years old. She experienced this. She can tell you stories after stories. So I got every right to fight against a rebel flag. My grandmother can tell you times where she's seen black folks' house burned down and a cross burning with the rebel flag stuck next to it. She can tell you the stories of how they used to ride in the night on horses, destroying towns with the rebel flag flying. So our history is different. Wanted to listen to our history. Nobody has respected our history. They tell us to get over it. It's old. Some scars never heal. It's just an open wound.
Especially when you got to look at it every day.
Especially when it's still going on in 2020. You got George Floyd with a cop in his neck for 8 minutes and 47 seconds. You got Trayvon Martin being gunned down while his killer is still free selling and auctioning a gun, signing autographs on Skittles.
Yeah.
Michael Brown, nothing happened to that case. Pamela Turner, nothing happened in that case. Sandra Bland, nothing happened in that case. Tamir Rice, Alton Sterling, Jose Flores. Where's the justice?
Right.
These families still have to grieve. Ahmaud Arbery. Thank God for Cameron. Now we're starting to see a little justice. Why? Because they feel a rebellion. They feel us rebelling. I've been rebellious all my life. My mama told me not to ever get tattoos.
Tatted up.
I'm covered.
Yeah.
They even said I had a rebel flag tattooed on my chest. I was like, wow, people would really think I'd be that crazy.
Right.
Never. But when you know what's right and you stand on it, the death threats don't matter. The scare tactics don't matter. You stand on what's right.
Standing what's right. You can go with that, knowing you're doing the right thing. So just to be clear, there's no huge issue that you have personally with them having the flag, the monument. You just don't feel that it should be displayed on public property where we have to see it on a daily basis.
Right.
So you're all about removing that flag, removing the monument, putting it on.
Let me be clear. I'm a fat man. I'm an understanding man. There's a line in the middle, and we both need to step on it. And when we step on this line can be peaceful. It can be peaceful. All we are asking for is remove it from the public. Remove it from the courthouse square. Cemetery where Confederate soldiers were buried. Perfect place. Take it to your meeting spot. You don't want to take it to your meeting spot? Put it on your front porch. All we are saying is don't force us to keep looking at the history on our side. You can glorify your history. We're not saying anything is wrong with that. Glorify your history. That's your history. If that's what you want to praise, you do what you want to do. But for us, it's something different. Why did the war even begin? Are they teaching why the war even began? Do you know why the war began?
From my understanding, the war began because the South, Confederate, felt that the North, the Union, didn't have rights to tell them that they could or couldn't own slaves.
Wow. So you know.
I understand.
So the war was fighting for our freedom.
Right.
And they lost.
Yeah. Now, some people would throw different reasons to why the Civil War happened. You hear people say maybe for taxes purposes, or anything like that. It really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's hurtful. Am I correct on that?
It's hurtful.
It's hurtful. And all that you're advocating for is for this to not be put in a public place to where every time you see it, you have to be reminded of that negative history that we went through.
Right.
Right. And it's definitely not fair for them to look at it and be able to see the positive history that they have according to them.
Right.
It should be something neutral.
Right.
To where,
you know, if they heard me the first time, I don't think I would have got all these death threats.
right.
But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Right.
I think people have to understand, man, if we want anything solved, if we want any peace, sometimes you have to bend on each end. We could have easily destroyed that monument. We could have easily snatched down that flag. Some of us are willing to take that charge. It means that much to us. But we say we'll do it peacefully. Myself and Tavares have told people, don't touch it. Leave it alone. Go back and watch the video. Go back and watch the video from the second protest. When a drunk white man come up stumbling behind a crowd of black people and you hear me screaming, leave them alone. Let them do their job. Leave them alone. How can you take anything that I say and try to twist it?
Right.
Oh, he don't like white people. No, absolutely wrong. Some of the closest people to me are white.
Right.
And I have too many white friends to even count. Way too many to even count. And I don't call them friends because I call them family because I've ate and slept at their house. They've ate and slept at mine. I play with their children. My kids play with their kids. I go to their house when they're not there. I feed their animals when they're on vacation.
Right.
They look out for me the same way. If I'm hungry, they'll bring me something to eat. If I fall short on a few bills, they the first one. It ain't us. It's them. Mike, you okay? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Nobody here has ever known me to be a problem child. I've never raised hell in this city.
You said that at the protest.
I've never raised hell in this city. I've never done anything in this city. What they can't stand is a black man that don't have a record and you can't pinpoint why he's doing it. I'm telling you why I'm doing it. If you're listening, you'll understand why I'm doing it. I shut up and go home. Not saying that I won't fight for another issue, because I will. You put that monument and that flag on private property, I will shut up and go home. If your private property is on the side of the Dublin Highway, that's your business.
Right.
As long as it's not in front of that courthouse in time.
Right.
I go home.
Right.
I go home. I shut up. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm man enough to shake your hand and say thank you. That's all we want. Thank you. But instead, they see the big black guy that's hollering.
Right. Right.
And they send their threats.
Not hearing you.
Not hearing me.
Not hearing you.
Not hearing me.
So hopefully, through this conversation that we're having, somebody will hear you. If you can just get one person to hear you, I believe it's success.
It's important that people understand that we all live here. This is a small town. I don't live in Texas anymore. I'm right back here in Dodge County. And I'm not leaving. I'm not allowing anybody to force me out. Not allowing anybody to bully me out. I'm going to live right here and I'm going to live here peacefully. I'm going to voice my opinion. You may not agree with my opinion. That's my opinion. I might not agree with your opinion, but that's your opinion. But we can agree on common ground and say, you know what? They both have a history under this flag.
Right.
They both have a history under this flag. Let us take our history and preserve it and keep it. And it'll keep all the peace in the world. Just take it and put it on private property. We're not asking for too much.
It's not a huge request.
I don't mind coming to help you and not damage your property. I'm not going to break you. I'm not going to accidentally drop it. None of that. I will volunteer my time by myself. I don't need nobody else. I will help you remove it. And not hurt it. Not one bit. Make sure we pad it up real good for you. I donate the bitch to go next to the monument so that you can sit there all you want. As long as it's not in front of the courthouse square. Not in a public place. Put it on your private land. If it's on private land, we can't say nothing. That's yours.
Right.
That's your history. Yes, sir.
Well said, man. Well said. Well said. One final question. Like you kind of alluded to you. We see you. We see big Texas. We see a big black man with a loud mouth.
Right.
We want to tell us something about you that we may not know completely. Something that, like I say, we won't know just by looking at you.
I'm a goofball.
You're a goofball.
I'm a big goofball. I love to crack jokes.
Yeah.
I'm a prankster.
Yeah.
But I'm a father. I love my baby. You know?
Yeah.
I've had my baby since they came out. I've been a single father a long time.
Uh-huh.
Love my baby. Love the kids. I'm a goofball.
Yeah.
I like to have fun, sit back, have me a nice beverage, fire up my barbecue pit, and have fun. I'm a community guy.
Yeah.
I like to be around people.
Yeah.
I love people.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like a good barbecue, sitting back laughing and having a good time, man.
That's it. That's it.
That's what it's about.
That's it.
Working hard. That's right.
Yeah. You know, I'm a large black man myself.
That's right.
And then, you know, only thing I can say, most of us large black guys that you look at, you're intimidated by,
Right.
we got the biggest heart.
Biggest one.
Biggest heart. And everything that you've done, everything about your life, your heart is the center thing that we're able to look at and say, man, he has a willing heart to want to make things right.
Wow.
So you know, we appreciate you. You know, I definitely appreciate you. I respect you as a brother, and I just hope and pray that everything works out for you. We just hope and, you know, pray that they go well, and much success to you, man.
Thank you, sir.
We definitely appreciate you sitting down, talking to the Dean Network, giving us a chance to get to know you. Hopefully this won't be our last conversation.
Yes, sir.
And just appreciate you guys for tuning in. Once again, this is Michael, Big Texas Holiday, and we just appreciate the conversation.
Yes, sir. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
Dodge County, when are we gonna wake up?
Now.
When are we gonna wake up?
Now.
When are we gonna wake up?
Now.
We gotta do it the right way. And the right way is gonna be this. We're gonna try this first. And if this don't work, by any means necessary.
Any means necessary. Any means necessary.
So we're gonna try starting a new petition. We're gonna try calling for a roundhouse table meeting. We're gonna try a town hall. If you don't meet the demands that's on this contract that we are drawing up right now, guess what? We'll be back day after day after day after day.